just did a little cinematic intro. I like doing those types of edits. But we're back out. It's Father's Day. I got some time. Once again, Isaac was supposed to come, but you know, he bailed on me because he's too busy doing work. So I'm just messing around, practicing at 100 yards. Ordered 500 more rounds of IMI, so I just brought 60 rounds today to play with. Just really trying to work on my groups, and this will break me to the 500 rounds. And so I thought I would give you my initial thoughts about the Mark 12. And I wrote some notes down, so let me go get that once I finish loading, and we'll go ahead and shoot and talk, so you're not just going to be staring at me doing nothing. I don't know about you, but I get pretty bored when guys are just standing around talking, doing nothing. So try to keep you guys engaged with some shooting and some talking. Bear with me while I go get my notes. So if you haven't seen the 1,000-yard shooting video that I did with Isaac, definitely check that out. I'm gonna try to join Texas Plinking's 1,000-yard challenge. You only get 10 rounds, no spotter, so I definitely need to practice. I mean, I was able to hit it back to back. That was on my last mag, and I think wind was on my side, or I just held and I never moved and adjusted for windage. But so if you didn't see the first video where I talked about this and who built it, it's basically a Mark 12 Mod 1 with an upper from High Caliber Sales. He makes Mod 1s. He also does Mark 18s. He doesn't do the Modo. PRI does that. So sent him down payment. He built it out with Douglas barrel, 1-7 twists, all that kind of stuff. Basically clone correct, except I got a LaRue rail instead of a Knight's Armament. And then I went with a Harrington & Richardson lower, blah blah blah, fixed stock Geisley trigger. And the reason I wanted to go Mod 1 over Mod O was because Isaac got the tube, and I was like, you know what, I like the quad rail. The quad rail is vibes, but so is the tube. I mean, the tube is just sexy as heck to look at. Anyways, also as a kind of a do-it-all rifle, right? Weight is a consideration. Now the Mod 1 is not significantly lighter, but I believe with the OCM and everything, it's about a pound lighter. Now when you start adding different optics and accessories, it definitely becomes heavier depending what optic. Isaac has a light on his. He has a little bit heavier of an optic because it's a more magnification. So I mean, not really weight. I'm not going to be rucking like crazy with this thing, but who knows, weight could matter depending on certain situations. And then I decided to build it just how I wanted to. You know, there's tons of guys out there that are clone correct and they get their booty tickled when you don't do things clone correct. So I built it how I wanted to, kind of modernized it. I think for the most part, the things that people get most tickled about is the handguard, not Knight's Armament. So whatever is what it is. And then definitely not a 1 MOA rifle. I'd say it's about a 1.5 MOA rifle. And surprisingly, when the barrel gets hot, it doesn't fluctuate accuracy as much as I thought compared to like cheaper barrels like the one I have in my air precision. When that thing gets hot, it definitely starts fluctuating with accuracy. So definitely a good rifle. Don't expect groups that are touching. I mean, you saw some of my groups in the cinematic shots. It's a decent group, right? But you're not expecting to stack all of your shots on top of each other and punch through the same hole. That's not how this rifle operates. And then you may notice right now I don't have ears on because OCM5 is hearing safe, and Isaac and I shot all day without ears next to each other, and the loudest thing is actually standing next to the ejection port. That thing is loud. Alright, gas in the face is pretty minimal, especially with the PRI gas buster charging handle. You definitely smell it, but it's nothing crazy. It's not going to gas you out. It doesn't burn my eyes. Not wearing eyes either. And it's totally fine. You can definitely, if you inhale right as you shoot and everything gets pushed back in your face. I mean, yeah, you'll smell it. It doesn't burn the nostrils, so I definitely recommend the PRI charging handle, as it seems to be doing its job pretty well. I haven't fine-tuned the gas. Ejection pattern is kind of like 3 o'clock. Sometimes it goes a little more to 1 and 2, but for the most part it's in between the 1 and 3 range. The way I set it up with the red dot on top, I mean, it's kind of my do-it-all rifle now. I got rid of my 16-inch. This is an 18-inch barrel with the OCM5. I'm not even sure how long that comes out to. So she is a long girl. But I did throw the red dot on top so I could do stuff close work. It's definitely not a CQB rifle, but I'd never planned to find myself, if we're talking shit hits the fan, I'm never hoping to find myself in a CQB situation, as that's basically a death wish. So I can push out to 1,000 yards with this and anything in between that. So kind of a do-it-all rifle. I go back and forth about tossing a light on here. I have a Surefire, but I'm not too sure if I want to toss the light on here or not. What are your thoughts? All my other rifles have lights, so and then an upgraded trigger is definitely a must. Isaac has the mil-spec one, and for shooting 1,000 yards, he can do it. He's a good shooter. There's no, like, you don't really know when it's gonna break, and I'm not a fan of that. So I have a Geisley 2-stage, so you hit that wall, right? You hit the wall, and then you know with a little more pressure it's gonna break. And I think that really helps with accuracy and understanding when your shot is going to break and when you're sending it down range. Compared to the mil-spec, it's kind of a guess. And then also I'm going back and forth between changing optics. Right now I have the Razor 1-10 Gen 3 LPVO. And at 1,000 yards, there's not a ton of data on the reticle, so it's kind of hard. And then it's also, I mean, 1-10 is very doable, but at that range, I wish I could have a little more magnification. So I go back and forth between swapping this out for a Leopold Mark V HD, what is it, 3-20 or something like that, 2.8-20, 2.6, I forget the exact number. But switching it out for something with a little more magnification. But overall, I love this thing. This is a great gun, and I wish I got it sooner so I could get into long range sooner. But this thing's exactly what I thought it would be. It's accurate, it's not super accurate, it's hearing safe, it's not completely heavy. I mean, I could probably run drills with it if I want to, but it's just a work of art. I've always wanted one, you know, I talked about in the old video, I always wanted a Mark 18 and a Mark 12, but mainly Mark 12 because watching Lone Survivor, Sniper, Warfare, and Mark 18 was an Act of Valor. I believe it was also American Sniper. I mean, a ton of war movies have these rifles. The M110, the 308 version, or the 7.62. It's just aesthetically very pleasing. It shoots great, and I definitely think I get why they're always in style, right? Some trends fade in and out, but for the most part, the Mark 12s, mainly the tube, more people like the tube, but they're always sought after, and they're always built, and people love to see them and shoot them. So let's go ahead, walk down range. I'll show you guys the 20 round group I just did on a silhouette target, and yeah, we'll wrap this video up. I have one more paster up there, so I'm gonna do another 10 round group, not 20. Just don't want to shoot all this ammo, so we'll do another 10 round. As you guys saw, that was like a 2.6 MOA group, 100 yards. If I go a little slower, I think I could probably bring that group size down, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to talk, I'll just change up the angles for shooting each time so you guys can see different angles of the rifle. I think I've covered a decent amount, but let me know what you guys mostly like. I posted it up on Instagram. Don't have as big of a following there, but like cinematic, no talking, or I lost count, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Or if you guys like where I talk through and stuff like that. But anyways, 10 round route, let's do it. Carton. But with the power of editing, you'll see these shots quick. gonna do it for this video on the Mark 12. I think this is what, the third video, part 3, part 4, I don't know. But that was the 500 rounds, initial thoughts. Definitely love this rifle. Can't wait to do more with it. Can't wait to push out to longer distances more frequently, like 600 yards plus. Right now, this place that I frequent a lot with Isaac goes out to 200 yards. So to be able to go to a place that can go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 1,000, I think will be beneficial, and I can't wait to just perfect myself as a shooter. Definitely feel a little more comfortable, but definitely can still work on trigger press, breathing, shouldering, everything like that. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, as always, like, subscribe if you're new here, comment, help the channel grow. Catch you guys in the next video.